The crystalline spires of the Galactic Council chambers had never witnessed such chaos. Ambassador Zia Chen stood at the central podium, her dark eyes blazing with a fury that made even the towering Vorthak delegates step back. Behind her, Commander Elsa Rodriguez maintained perfect military posture, her hand resting casually on her sidearm, a gesture that hadn't gone unnoticed by the assembled alien dignitaries. "You call us primitive," Zia's voice cut through the cacophony of clicks, hisses, and electronic translations that filled the chamber. "You call us weak. Yet here you sit, cowering behind energy shields because a single human ship has entered your precious system. The Galactic Council had ruled the known galaxy for 3 millennia. 57 species had bent the knee to their authority, accepting their place in the cosmic hierarchy. Humanity was supposed to be number 58. 3 months ago, the Council's first contact protocols had been simple. Arrive, demonstrate superiority, demand submission. Earth's governments had been given the standard ultimatum: join the Council as a tributary species or face orbital bombardment. Most species chose survival over pride. Humans, apparently, were not most species. Council Prime Zethkar, his forearms gesticulating wildly, activated his translation matrix. "Your species was offered generous terms. Mining colonies, agricultural worlds, a place in our glorious empire. Instead, you chose destruction." Zia smiled, a cold, predatory expression that made several delegates instinctively reach for panic buttons. "We chose freedom, Zethkar, something your empire seems to have forgotten exists." The holographic displays around the chamber flickered to life, showing the aftermath of humanity's impossible counterattack. The Council's Third Fleet, pride of their military might, drifted in pieces around Jupiter's orbit. 12 dreadnoughts, 47 destroyers, and countless support craft reduced to expanding debris clouds.
"Impossible,"
shrieked the insectoid hive speaker. "Your technology is centuries behind ours. Your weapon's primitive! Your ship's made of metal." Elsa stepped forward, her combat boots echoing in the sudden silence. "That's where you made your mistake." Her voice carried the quiet confidence of someone who'd seen real combat. "You looked at our ships and saw primitive metal hulls. You didn't see the humans inside them." The Council had studied Earth for months before their ultimatum. They'd analyzed human technology, cataloged their weapons, measured their industrial capacity. By every metric, humanity should have lasted perhaps 6 hours against a Council assault fleet. They hadn't accounted for human adaptability. When the Third Fleet had arrived at Earth, they'd found the planet's orbital space filled with what appeared to be hastily converted civilian vessels. Cargo ships, mining platforms, even luxury yachts, all retrofitted with weapons that shouldn't have been able to penetrate Council shields. "Your energy barriers were designed to stop energy weapons," Zia continued, pulling up tactical recordings that made several delegates hiss in alarm. "Unfortunately for you, humans have a saying: when you can't go through something, go around it." The recordings showed impossible maneuvers, human ships diving through asteroid fields at suicidal speeds, using gravity wells to slingshot past Council formations, ramming dreadnoughts with explosive-laden mining vessels piloted by volunteers who knew they wouldn't survive. But it was the final moments of the battle that truly horrified the Council. As their flagship, the Eternal Dominion had prepared to glass the planet's surface, a single human fighter had somehow penetrated their defenses. The pilot, records showed her name was Captain Sarah Kim, had detonated her ship's reactor core inside the dreadnought's main weapons array. The explosion had cascaded through the ship's energy grid, overloading every system simultaneously. The Eternal Dominion, a vessel that had conquered 17 worlds, had torn itself apart from the inside. "One fighter," Elsa said quietly. "One human pilot who decided your ship was more dangerous to her species alive than dead. She made a choice your computers couldn't predict, your sensors couldn't track, and your shields couldn't stop." The Vorthak military advisor, General Krexnos, slammed his massive fists on the chamber floor. "This changes nothing. We have 1,000 fleets, 1,000,000 worlds. You have 1 planet. We have 7 billion humans," Zia replied. "And every single one of them just learned that the mighty Galactic Council can bleed." The words hung in the recycled air like a death sentence. Across the galaxy, subjugated species were receiving the same recordings, watching the same impossible battle footage. The Council's aura of invincibility, carefully maintained for 3 millennia, had shattered in the space between Jupiter and Mars. Your demand is rejected, Zia continued, her voice carrying to every corner of the chamber. Earth will not kneel. Earth will not submit. And if you send another fleet to our system, we'll send it back to you in pieces, just like we did the third fleet. Prime Zethkar's skin cycled through colors indicating extreme agitation. You cannot win. Even if you destroy 100 fleets, we have thousands more. Elsa's smile was wolfish. Then you'd better start building them faster than we can destroy them. Because while you're debating in this pretty crystal palace, human engineers are already reverse engineering your technology. Human tacticians are studying your fleet movements, and human volunteers are lining up for suicide runs that your advanced computers still can't figure out how to stop. She paused, letting the implications sink in. The question isn't whether humanity can win a war against the Galactic Council. The question is, how many of your species are you willing to sacrifice before you accept that some things are more important than power? As Zia and Elsa turned to leave the chamber, their message delivered, alarms began blaring throughout the council station. The tactical displays lit up with new contacts, human ships, dozens of them, emerging from hyperspace around the station itself. The intercom crackled to life with a voice speaking in perfect galactic standard. This is Admiral Chen of the Earth Defense Force. We're here to collect our ambassadors. Any attempt to detain them will be considered an act of war. In the stunned silence that followed, Zia called back over her shoulder. Oh, and Zethkar? That's my father commanding those ships. Turns out stubbornness runs in the human family. As the human delegation departed, the Galactic Council faced a reality they'd never encountered in 3,000 years of rule. A species that would rather die fighting than live kneeling. The age of easy conquest was over.